Hello, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. As above, below. If this is your first time on live, my name is Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. I'm the apostle and pastor of Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated. My beliefs are deeply rooted in the ATRs. Teaching every one of you guys, it is as above, so below, which is Sagittarian energy. It's Saturday. Happy Sagittarian Day to each and every one of you guys. Appreciate each and every one of you guys for the continued support. And understanding what spiritual life really is. If you do not know, I want to say salutation to my Madrina, to my Padrino, to my Oba, to my brothers and sisters in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Paula, Mystic, Ajay, Conjurers, those that are in the church practicing the ATRs, the black arts, and those that are left the church probably for good reason and no longer going to church, but they've got church influence. These lives are for melanated people. They're geared for melanated people to gain knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and universal laws apply and are applicable to each and every one of us. And so no matter where we are in life and what is going on in our life, that if you're going to do real magic, do real conjure, you got to know what to do, when to do, when you are out here in these spiritual streets. I am coming. What's up, Mama Susan, Gemini in the house? Then I got my crab cakes. And then Demetrius, what's up there, dog? Tomorrow, I got some newcomers coming in here. I'm glad for you guys to be here with me on today. Just to give you some updates, and those that are new, that I had to have a blood transfusion and the stuff that I was going through, and I told you guys about that my experience was at the hospital was piss poor. At the very best, when it comes down to medical treatment. I want to discuss some things that I feel that is very, very important to melanated people. And when I say universal laws, these are the laws of the universe that apply to manifestation. And there are certain things in our life. I do realize that people will say the term that they want to do better, they want better out of life. But I'm going to give you some steps, no matter whether you're an air sign or fire sign or earth sign or water sign, that you can change your reality and by the way that you approach life. And those that have been following me for 2 hours, 2 minutes, somebody said I left the church, probably for good reason. But you still got church influence. When you've been raised up the church, it's still in you. So, and especially when you get down. When it comes down to the ATRs, when you're trying to live a lifestyle that you were not trained to live, you might be inspired by Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi. But the truth is that you were raised with that influence. And so you're going to approach these ATRs based off of how you're raised. And that's what I mean by Saturn. Saturn's about structure. Saturn's also about time, and this is, if you spend too much time in a certain aspect of religion, it's going to have a certain weight and a certain influence. I don't believe in lying. I don't believe in when I mean by that, lying to myself about my nature, my structure, and my influences, and these of such. So I went to work on. Oh, hello to my Pisces, my Aries, my Taurus, my Gemini, my Aquarius, my Capricorns, my Leo, my Sagittarius, my did I forget anybody? I've gone on a roll. But to all of my zodiac signs, hello to each and every one of you guys. I want to acknowledge you all. But I want to say thank you to all of some of you guys have already sent me birthday wishes. Some of you have already sent me birthday Zales and donations and PayPal. So thank you so much in advance. My birthday is tomorrow. I'll be 52 years of age. Bum, bum. So I want to talk to you guys about what's going on and update when it comes down to who I am. And I've been practicing magic since I was a child. I am 51, about to be 52 years old on Sunday. And so I've been doing this a very long time. And I've been doing this in real time. And what I mean by real time is that no matter what I was facing and I was going through, whether it's something on my job, whether it's something in my family, whether it's with a loved one or enemy, hi, how you doing? I understood how to utilize my energy, my frequency, and my vibration. I do realize, certain ma'am, that people are not interested. I'm going to say this again. Interested in learning what real magic is, what it does, the systems by which they flow. Most people are looking for something instantaneously. They're looking for to come out of their situation, or they're trying to be protected from something, and they think that actually takes precedence over formality. They think it takes precedence over rules and regulations. Most people, when they leave the church, they believe that when they practice Ifa voodoo, that they don't have certain rules that they have to. And let me tell y'all something. I don't care what you practice. There's rules and regulation in everything. There's rule, regulation in everything. And to have the mindset as a grown man or grown woman to think that you can do anything any kind of way. Now, I was born anemic. Always been anemic. And so this is not something that was a shocker to me, being an anemic, when it comes down to my blood. But I did not have the full understanding until I started going through what I have gone through this week with my anemia. And so, my mom's anemic, my sister's anemic. It's in my family. It's just a hereditary thing. The one thing that I try to teach people about magic, some things in life you cannot change. How you handle it is important. How you are proactive with certain things that you cannot change. One thing that I try to do with people, and I did with Mr. Mario, I try to create environments magically through spiritual knowledge with understanding to maintain quality of life. So those that don't know what quality of life, it is that if you have good quality of life, not only can you go to the pool, but you can swim and you can enjoy the pool. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. Quality of life is that you not only can go to the restaurant, but you can enjoy the food. The quality of life is about that you can not only have sex, but you can enjoy the sex without having pain or certain forms of discomfort. Quality of life is how much energy, how much time that you put into stuff to make sure that, okay, yes, I cannot change the fact that I'm anemic, but I can change the fact and put myself in the best possible position in order for me to have the quality of life. There's no different if you're diabetic. It doesn't, just like you can't change the fact that you're black or melanated, but you can make sure that you have the quality of life, even though you are in a racist society, even though you're in a society that sets up opposition for you, no matter what you do, how you do it, whether you're educated, non-educated, whether you are financially scrapped or whether you financially challenged. So having somebody that can teach you how to deal with circumstances and situations. Now, those that understand and been following me for a while, and especially following me through this situation with my anemia, is the last hospital that I was at, where are you from? I think that's what you're saying. I am from Florida. I'm in Florida. So I told you guys I had my blood transfusion on Tuesday late last night. But I told y'all, let me tell y'all, I'm a Sagittarius. There go my baby Scorpio. I'm a Sagittarius. My moon is in Aries, my rising sign Pisces. I'm gonna tell you why it's in it. If I ever cuss you out, it would never be for no reason. When I tell you that how them people handled me and how them people treated me and how they treated me in my condition was absurd, uncalled for, and malpractice. Let me tell you what they did, because the hospital that I'm in now, because I don't had to get, this is my second blood transfusion, all because they did not do their job at the last hospital that I was in. So they gave me the medicines and everything, but they never put those medicines into my IV that they had me sitting there for 2 days. 2 days, not administering no care to me. So will I ever apologize for cussing them out and talking to them away and bad mouthing that second floor in Jensen Hospital, North Martin County? Never. Am I going to take actions towards this? Because let me tell y'all something. I went to work Friday. Feeling good, driving my truck. No, I was testing my body because it's my first day back after going through the blood transfusion. My body feeling good, all of that. So I'm getting on my truck, shut my truck down, driving out, get to my first stop, open the door of the truck and reach for my package, and all of a sudden I had hot flashes, just like they're coming. So immediately, even in our training at UPS, it's something, go down, get to the floor. So I didn't know if I was going to pass out or what was going to go on, but a lot of stuff was happening in real time. So I get on the floor. I never went unconscious, but I started having extremely hot flashes. And so, long story short, I called 911. I get the ambulance out there because I'm 51, about to be 52. I got great insurance. I got money. I'm not playing my health. I'm not playing my well-being. This is something very fresh and new to me, even though I'm a quick learner, not really knowing what was going on. So I called the ambulance. I didn't even deliver my first stop. Now, my problem with the medical field is just the same problem I have with spiritualists. And I don't want nobody to get offended with me before I say this. Because if you want to know better and do better, you got to get better, and you got to have, you need to know why you in a profession. So by them not doing their job and properly securing my body, which is securing my blood, my hemoglobin was down to a 4.3. Even though my vital signs and everything was there, by the time the paramedic and the ambulance got there, I was already cooling down because I knew the procedure of how to secure me. When I found out that my hemoglobin, once I got to the hospital, found out that my hemoglobin was 4.3, and then since I've been at this hospital, the hospital I'm in Indian River, Cleveland Hospital in Indian River County. Now, to be truthful with all of y'all, hospitals kill a lot of people and they help a lot of people. I don't care where you go. But I love me and I take care of me. So since I've been here, from the time they brought me in, they've been working on me. And now that I see the procedure, the sequence of things, right, that they're taking. They're getting the same information that the other hospital got. They got the same capacity to treat me just like the other hospital got. But how they administer their treatment. This is what I tell about spiritual people. Sometimes it ain't about the spell that you do. Sometimes it ain't the prayer you do. It's how you administer it, the sequence and order of how you go about doing something. Why I'm saying that? Because most spiritualists do not secure the individual. The main important when it comes down to spirituality is for the safety of the client. One of the things that people find out about me, I don't care what they're asking for, what they want to do. I want to make sure that you're secure. I don't care if you're doing a cleansing. I don't care if you're doing money work. I don't care if you're doing a relationship work. Without protection, you are still vulnerable and you're open. Just like I said, that even when God speaks his word, he sends an angel to guard that word. When you are not guarding your client, your clientele, the people that that's just like that's malpractice in the medical field, that is also spiritual malpractice. Your responsibility, if you take somebody on as a client, is to bring them into a place of safety where down they can actually get the things that they're trying to ask for. Not before. And I always tell my clients, I said, no, we're going to start here. Because my job is to make sure that you're safe. Whether they're dealing with the enemy, whether they're dealing with our adversary, whether they're dealing with any time. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is because if you don't see the transparency of people that actually practice magic, then you think that certain things you're not supposed to go through. Now, there's absolutely nothing under the sun that I can do about my anemia because that's something I was born with. But my quality of life, me putting myself economically in position, me having proper insurance, because guess what? I can go anywhere in this world and get quality medical care if I need it. I'm 51, about to be 52. You, as somebody that claimed to be following me, you need to understand that I don't get up and just twitch my nose. I don't just get up and hocus pocus. I don't get up and just snap my finger. I'm always putting myself in position to get the miracles that I'm looking for, to get the possible outcomes I'm looking for. Now, I said this before. Most people that have been in my situation, this would have been in a negative situation. Now, what they done messed up is that I got proof that they did not do their job. And I could have got on that truck and passed out. Passed out. All because they did not follow proper procedure in administering me the blood, the medicines that were necessary to keep this from even happening. Because I was on a vehicle truck, and my job, I was up on the impression that I was released and I had the blood necessary to function on my job, because I do a physical job and physical center. When you send your client out, when you send somebody out and they thinking they got the proper protection out in this world, whether you doing hoodoo, voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Christian work, prayer work, it don't matter. When you give people the impression that they are covered in a way that they're not covered, and things happen to them, when you are straight up spiritually, you should feel responsible for the outcome of of your client. Most people do not care about you to the point where they're trying to make sure that you are well secure and protected. This is why I always tell people about, you know what, I know what you're trying to do, but I advise you to go this direction. Oh, I like what Darius, those that follow me, Brother Darius, he said this thing to me, because y'all know I'm big on not telling people what to do, right? So I tell, so Darius like talked to me, he's like, Pops, he said, can you do this for me? And I thought it was so good. He said, I know you don't like telling people what to do. He said, but I'm asking you to tell me what you would do in the situation. So I got quiet a minute and I thought about it. I thought, laughing. I said, well, Darius, that's actually good. Because I don't take responsibility for people's life, in the sense that I let grown people make their decision. I said, but I can tell you, if I was in your situation, what I would do. If I was in your circumstance, or if I was dealing with what you're dealing with, how I would handle it. And that's fair. And you can determine what you want to do based off how I would handle it. And so I also want to say, guys, I've been doing magic a very long time. I've been dealing with people's circumstances, situations. And when I tell you that I thought the way that he addressed, I thought it was so clever. I thought it was considerate of who I am as a person, the standards that I have. But he found a way to address me, to get me to tell him what I would do in a given situation. And so I'm telling you all, it's like, if you ask me a certain question and you say, we know, Apostle, what if you were in my shoes, what would you do? I'll tell you. I'm just throwing that out there. If I was up against what if you were up against what I'm up against, how would you administrate? And that doesn't mean that you may have the tools I have, doesn't mean that, but you have a general idea of how I approach resolving problems. Because I'm a natural problem solver. I'm a type of individual that I don't believe in creating problems. I believe in solving problems. And a lot of people don't know how to effectively use their magic, because all they know how to do is focus on the situation and circumstance, but they're not trying to resolve it or trying to learn from it. I have gone through this week, and I have learned so much about my blood type and where I am. My kids called me and they was like, Dad, I'm like concerned about, people seeing you in this situation. So I told them, I said, your feelings are valid. I said, but let me tell you what your daddy did. Once I got that blood the first time, I said, your daddy went and got his go-ahead. Your daddy went and... Oh, got the foot. Your dad went and got is go ahead and I redid my ceremony at my house. I said, so I'm ahead of the situation, and I'm addressing because I'm never gonna put myself in a situation or a circumstance where I can't handle my business. I don't care. Like, I can carry out a full ceremony right here from where I am right now with Egum, with everything. So when I tell you guys that magic is not just something you wish for, but the level of protection that I have around me, and this is something that you may find yourself in where, like the serenity prayer, accepting those things that you cannot change, but you can change the quality around that situation. When you are in a situation where you can change the situation, how you go about trying to administer energy, frequency, or vibration to that given situation. I think that the reason I want to talk about this in this respect, it's so sad that those young black ladies at that other hospital did not recognize what type of man I was. And I'm going to say that I'm not trying to offend anybody, but it's choices people make based on what they perceive. And the fact that none of those women recognized that I was not an average Joe Blow. None of them women recognized that this particular man is of a different caliber. The fact that these women were not aware of what they were entertaining is sad. There was a lack of awareness. There was a lack of situational awareness. And when I say situation, they should have taken, by the way that I was addressing them and the things that I was saying, that this is not an ordinary man. The way that he's talking, the things that are going on, my first blood, that I don't need to be handling this man like that. And the fact that the older ones and the young ones could not recognize that they were in the company of somebody very, very different. Whether they knew that I was a voodoo priest, whether they knew that I was a chief apostle, whether they knew that I was a santero, whether they knew that I was a tatangi, all of that is the fact that you couldn't even recognize it by the energy. The lack of discernment that these young black women had is why women cannot pick men of certain caliber. Because if you are not aware of a man like me, I know you missing the boat. I want y'all to understand something. The fact that you can look on a live, or you can thumb through a magazine, or you can run across somebody in a grocery store, and you can't decipher that this individual is something different about this individual. Not always knowing of how you can put your finger on it. It is asinine that none of those black nurses, RNs, could recognize. They were so offended by me telling them what I said to them. That's why they started getting cussed out by me. You were so busy trying to put me in a category that I did not belong. What I say and what I'm going to say today, whether it's me or anybody else, you need to learn how to recognize energy, frequency, and vibration, for you find yourself in a world of trouble. I'm going to say this again. If you're going to practice Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Palo, Mystic, Ajay, Kamdamle, whatever, Kambanda, it's your responsibility to know when you are confronted or in the company of another frequency or vibrational energy. They get ready, the blood is almost done.
It's
Done.
just flush real quick.
Okay. So I'm doing good. And so she been taking so good care of me. She done find out that I got the stamina 4 hours and something, and she been running ever since. At least she admits she can't handle it. She done find out that my vital signs are strong. He's like, well, you know what? He ain't running his mouth. She been treating me good, y'all. That she really have. I think she recognized. But that's what's important when you out here being able to recognize when you're dealing with somebody that is different. Oh, that's my mom. Hey y'all, my mom done showed up. I'm gonna come back on later, so I'm gonna deal with my mom first. So she done snuck her way out here. All right, I'm gonna see y'all a little later. God bless. And you got cleaned up.